Why is it said that the most terrifying period in Earth's history is not the extinction of the dinosaurs, nor the age, but this very name sounds like hell? Sapaw, oceans were boiling magma, and what fell was from the sky. Iron rain. A day lasted a terrifying 6 hours and vaporize in 0.1 seconds. The Hadean that makes the Earth shudder just hearing its name. 4.6 billion years ago was not a blue planet at all, but a red scorching fireball. Its surface temperature reached 1,200 degrees Celsius than modern magma. The entire planet was a churning, turbulent ocean of lava. Even more terrifying, every few minutes, an asteroid fell from the sky. The largest impact literally smashed a piece of Earth out to form the moon. The power of that collision was equivalent to 10 quadrillion Hiroshima atomic bombs exploding simultaneously. The Earth was instantly torn apart and the debris flew into space, eventually coalescing into the moon we see today. Hadean. And on the Earth, there was no solid ground at all. What you would step on wasn't firm land, but hundreds of kilometers of hot, glowing magma ocean. This magma ocean, never-ending boiling pot of soup. Temperature remained between 1,000 and 1,700 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, iron would flow like water, and rocks would melt like butter. What's even more terrifying that the depths of this magma ocean reached a staggering 1,000 kilometers. That's equivalent stacking to 3 Mount Everest and submerging them completely into this. But this wasn't the worst part. Looking up at the sky, you would find an even more horrific. The atmosphere at the time was filled with toxic gases. The concentration of carbon dioxide was tens of thousands of times higher. There was also a massive amount of ammonia and hydrogen sulfide. These gases mix together to form a thick layer of orange clouds, shrouding the entire planet in an eerie and terrifying light. Moreover, because the Earth's rotation was extremely fast, a day lasted only a short 6 hours. This means the sun would rise and set every 3 hours. The frequency of day and night was alternation 4 times in this hellish world. Lightning was 100 times stronger than today. The thunder could shatter rocks. Volcanic eruptions were commonplace. On average, dozens of volcanoes erupted simultaneously every hour, boiling magma and toxic gases high into the sky. Imagine this. Standing on such an Earth, you would simultaneously ultra-high temperature roasting, toxic gas corrosion, severe lightning strikes, and continuous relentless ground tremors. This is simply a true of hell portrayal. However, because the real disaster, the early solar system was still in a chaotic and disorderly state. A large number of asteroids and other celestial debris were wildly They were like out-of-control cannonballs, crashing day and night into the young Earth. According to scientific research, early Hadean, an impact severe enough to destroy an entire continent occurred on average every 100 years. The energy released by each impact was equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs exploding simultaneously. These impacts brought not only destruction, but unimaginable heat. Whenever an asteroid 10 kilometers in diameter crashed into the Earth at a speed of 20 kilometers per second, the temperature at the impact would instantly soar to tens of thousands of degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. The entire Earth would shake, and the resulting shockwaves would travel across the whole planet, triggering global earthquakes and tsunamis. Ironically, the tsunamis were not made of water waves, but towering of magma thousands of meters high. They swept across the surface, everything in their path. The impact would also kick up massive dust clouds, blotting out the sun. These dust clouds contained massive amounts of raw fragments, metal particles, and toxic substances. They hovered in the atmosphere, making the already dim sky even more gloomy. Sometimes, a particularly violent impact would plunge the entire Earth into darkness for months or even years. But even in the dark, the surface temperature remained terrifyingly high because the heat accumulated inside the Earth was simply too much under extremely harsh conditions. About Puti Hantimame 4.4 billion years ago, comets made of water ice began to frequently crash into the Earth, flew in from the edge of the solar system, carrying massive amounts of frozen water resources. They struck the Earth's surface at speeds exceeding 60,000 kilometers per hour. Under the extremely high temperatures generated by the impacts, these didn't even have time to melt into liquid. Instead, they instantly vaporized. Billions of tons of water vapor shot up into the sky, forming giant mushroom clouds, quickly rose into the upper atmosphere and mixed with the toxic gases already present. Did you think the arrival of water would bring hope to Earth? It made this hellish place even insane. Because after this, water vapor rose high up. It encountered the relatively cooler atmospheric layers. The most spectacular and terrifying rainfall in Earth's history was about to unfold. How exaggerated was this rain? For millions of years, possibly even up to 10 million years. Continuous torrential rain pouring down 24 hours a day, lasting for millions of years. The entire what kind of concept is human civilization? A few thousand years. But what's more terrifying is was not ordinary water, but highly corrosive acid, because as these raindrops fell, chemically react with toxic gases like sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide. It would also absorb metal particles from the dust clouds generated by asteroid impacts, along with other chemical substances. These substances mixed together to form a highly acidic with an extremely low pH. The corrosiveness was hundreds of times stronger than the acid rain caused by modern industrial pollution. If acid rain would accumulate into puddles, you'd be entirely because wrong. The surface temperature at this time was just too high, hundreds of degrees Celsius. When the acid rain hit the it would let out a violent hissing sound, instantly evaporating from the heat, turning back into water vapor, rising to the sky, and then cooling in the upper atmosphere to condense into raindrops again and evaporating again. This cycle repeated itself a continuously terrifying loop. Imagine this above the scorching surface. Acid rain is pouring down. Every drop that hits the ground kicks up a puff of white steam. The entire planet is enveloped in a dense layer of water, vapor, and acid rain. Visibility is near zero. The is filled with a pungent sulfurous and acidic smell. Lightning flashes madly within the clouds, illuminating this chaotic world. This was the daily scene during the Hadean Eon. Nightmarish rainfall. When would this finally stop? There was only one cooling answer. The earth. But how do you cool down a planet? Surface temperature reaches hundreds of degrees Celsius. It required a long and despairing amount of time. Scientists estimate that to get the surface temperature to drop below 100 degrees Celsius, where water stably in liquid form, it would take at least millions of years. During this long cooling process, Earth went through countless changes. The frequency of asteroid impacts gradually decreased, and the intensity of volcanic eruptions slowly weakened. The Earth's crust began to slowly cool and harden. The water vapor content in the atmosphere grew higher, and the atmospheric pressure increased, even reaching significantly tens of times the current atmospheric pressure on Earth. Even if the temperature in this high-pressure environment 100 degrees water could still exist in liquid form. Finally, about 4 billion years ago, a historic moment arrived. The surface temperature dropped below the critical point. The falling acid rain no longer evaporated instantly, but began to pool on the surface. Otete, it was just small puddles appearing in lower elevations. But as the rain continued, these puddles slowly expanded, merging into streams, converged into rivers, and the rivers eventually flowed into low-lying basins. These accumulated bodies of water, although still acidic and highly hot, were undeniably liquid water. They continuously gathered low-lying areas. Their surface area grew larger, and their depth grew deeper. Hundreds of thousands, millions of years passed. The Earth's first true primordial ocean was finally formed. The appearance of the primordial ocean marked a fundamental transformation in the Earth's environment. The ocean began to regulate the surface temperature and absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, making the atmosphere gradually thinner. The acidity of the acid rain also slowly decreased, because the acidic substances were neutralized by the seawater. More importantly, the ocean created the possibility for the birth of future life. Although the ocean temperature was still as high as 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, almost at boiling point, and the water appeared a murky brown or green, filled with various minerals and chemicals compared to the previous magma ocean. This was already a heavenly improvement. In the depths of this primordial ocean, near the deep sea hydrothermal vents known as black, complex chemical reactions were quietly taking place. This from once on purgatorial planet finally survived the darkest period of the Hadean Eon. After enduring hundreds of millions of years of disaster, chaos, and destruction, it was about to enter a brand new era, the Archean era, where life was about to be born. And all these changes unexpectedly stemmed from that terrifying rainstorm that lasted for millions of years. That this very acid rain, which seemed to destroy everything, would ultimately bring the source of life to Earth. This, perhaps, the most magical aspect of nature. After the most extreme destruction, often comes the greatest